Hello everyone, you have reached my channel on YouTube. It is a channel all about cross-stitching and my journey to stitch all the things. Today is Monday, April 21st, and this is Flosstube number 13 for me. I didn't think I was going to do Flosstube when it first started. I remember I told Jeremiah, don't let me do it. I am so thankful that I did it. It's amazing. I love being a part of this community with everybody. If you're new to my channel, it's nice to meet you. Please leave a comment. I enjoy the comments so much. I feel like some of you have got to be really good friends with, and I cherish each comment and each conversation that we have. If you're returning, thank you so much. There's so many options out there. I can't believe that you choose to spend time with me, and it seriously means the world to me, and thank you very much. YouTube is a weird thing. I did tell myself that I wasn't allowed to worry about the likes and the dislikes and the subscribers, and it's so funny. It's like I'm stuck right at 500, but I haven't crested 500. So I've listened to a lot of other Flosstubers, and they always say, if you like what you see, please like and subscribe. I put it at the end. But if you do like what you see, please subscribe. I would love to hit 500. No matter how hard we try, we do set goals. It would be great to hit 500. And then I'm sure after that, I'll be just as excited to hit 600. So it would be wonderful, but it is what it is. Me and Jeremiah keep saying that we're going to just appreciate every one we have. And hopefully eventually they add up to that magical amount that you think is important. So speaking of community, I have some shout outs I'd like to do. Sometimes I forget to do them at the very end, so I'm going to do them at the beginning. The first one, of course, we have to shout out is Adelaide from Adelaide Stitches. We're in an endless tag war. We're having a blast tagging one another. Genuinely, I enjoy her Flosstube. I enjoy her projects that she's working on. We have very similar taste, which is bad because I want to do all the stuff that she's doing too. Right now she's doing daily videos to go through the different designers and show her stash and whips and what she's finished. It's really, really interesting. Dory from Dory 23 Stitches. She is really enjoyable to watch. You can tell how much she loves the hobby, just like most of us. It's so much fun to just feel how much she loves her pieces, and I really enjoy watching her. Shalene from Shalene's Creativity Room, she shouts me out every now and then. I was lucky enough to meet her in person, and I really appreciate the shout outs. Then I got a wonderful shout out from Maggie Lou Stitches. It seriously brought tears to my eyes. She is a very elegant person and I really, I look up to her. When she shouted me out, she said such beautiful things. It seriously brought tears to my eyes. It's so neat to hear people you look up to talk about you, and what a crazy world. And I'm pretty sure she's another Australian stitcher, so we never would have met if it wasn't for this crazy universe that we've created. Another one I really want to take a special moment to talk about is Seashore Stitcher. Her latest video really affected me. She is a great person. She is humorous and just does very unique stuff. She kind of makes her own twists and turns on pieces, and I love it. She does different stuff, which is so cool to see. If we all stitch the same thing, I think it would be a boring world. And it's so much fun to tune in and see, okay, well, what are you working on? But she talked about losing a friend and growing up and being bullied. And again, I shed tears. I was bullied a lot too. I have been on the other side of things and been in bad depression. I know how bad that feels. I know how it feels when you feel like you don't have anybody. And I really want her to know that I care about her deeply. I love her channel. And I think that's why that I try to live so positive is because I remember what it was like to feel that way. Um, One of the comedians I love is Robin Williams, and he would talk about how you treat other people, how you wish people would treat you, because you know what it's like to be depressed. And I'm always the happy, happy, happy person, and people forget, my friends forget to check on me because, Katie has to be happy all the time. And it's really something that needs to be talked about more, is that we all have bad days and we all need help sometimes. And please reach out. If you need to comment on my Flosstube, I also put my email in my description. Please, please reach out. I've been there. I know, and I will listen. I'll do anything I can. We have to support one another, especially in this crazy world that we live in. There is so much hate. There's so much hate on the TV. There's so much hate on the internet. The socials are full of hate. I scroll past as fast as I can, but sometimes it's just not enough. Sometimes you just need somebody that can be kind. And I will gladly be that person if you need one. Anyway, one thing is I have my windows open because it's actually beautiful here in Indiana. But that means it's also windy. I think they said we had the windiest March on record, and I think we're trying to see if we can outdo it in April. So it's windy, so you might hear, some noises. You might hear birds. I hope it doesn't come across too loud, but it's just too beautiful to shut those windows. So one thing I like to do on my channel is talk about what I've stitched on since the last week. I do my videos on Monday, so we can hopefully see my progress each week. And I just realized I don't think I said my name's Katie. If I did, I'll say it again. My name's Katie. And I always mess up, and it's okay because, hopefully I make you laugh. You can laugh at me because most of the time I'm laughing too. So let's go through my whips first. I've worked on a whole bunch of stuff because in monthly magazine challenge, we're still doing Springo, which is an absolute blast. Here is my board. I finally got a Springo yesterday. For this game, you need to stitch 100 stitches or 1 hour on the project you picked to represent that letter. So the S column has a letter or has a project, and the P column has a project. And so Carolyn posts the call the night before for what we're going to stitch the next day. And if you get 100 or an hour, you can mark that square. There's only 25 of 35 numbers called. So at the end of the month, you might not have a bingo. It is amazing to me in the chat how many people don't have a whole column, like their whole column's empty. So they're all in competition to see who's the biggest loser. Which I think Carolyn even said they're going to have a loser prize, which is great because it's amazing. So luckily I have every column at least has one, and now I have a bingo. I'm going to see if I can end up getting another bingo, but there's only, hang on. See, I make notes, and if I tell this every video, I make notes and then they're gone. There's 5 more calls. So it'll be interesting to see. It's really fun to see because it gives you that I have to work on that one, which is nice. But by the end of the month, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to work on something else. So anyway, let's go through the week and see what I worked on. So on Monday, I worked on Springo Call for number 20, which is from the O column. It was Lady Liberty from Kesyln's. This is what the project is going to look like. I found this pattern for sale at a retreat I attended, and I just had to have it. We're a very patriotic family. Normally I blame Jeremiah, but I'll say we're a very patriotic family. Really, it's his fault. Here's where I was before. That's another thing you learn about me. I love blaming Jeremiah for things. I am stitching this one on a 32 count White Jobelan. I am doing it 1/1. The thread is a Gloriana silk, and it is Pacific dark blue for this part. And there is where it is right now. I am just going across row by row, and the blue doesn't like to show up, but it is very beautiful in person. So that's where I am now. I added, let me see, I ended up working on it 2 times. I added 100 on Monday, and then it was called again on Thursday for number 15. That was my 3rd time for Springo working on this piece, and I get 113, so I got 213 added this week. So it's just a whole bunch of lines of blue for right now. And I was glad that I actually got stitching done on Monday, because most time my days are crazy busy, but Flosstube actually worked, which is, you know, totally shocking. So I had 2 weeks in a row where there was some like converting error, and this time there wasn't. So I was able to get stitching done. So that was Monday. After that was Tuesday, and I worked on Mushroom Gnome because it was called again. Here is what he looks like. He is Mushroom Gnome. He's one of the Gem Shore Mill Hill kits. There was 6 in this series, and of course I had to have them all because I love gnomes. I have seen there's a few others that I do not have, which I cannot believe. So, of course, they'll probably be next. He was called 3 times this week. It was called Tuesday. That was day 5 on it. I got 100 stitches on Tuesday. Hang on a minute. Here's what it looked like before. I always forget that. Then it was called on Friday. I got 102 added for day 6. And it was called on Saturday. I ended up finishing the stitching on Sunday because of Easter, but I got 100 more added. So I got 302 added this week. And here he is. This is just on the perforated paper. And I did add some more beads. And it was so funny. Over the weekend, I was like, okay, 3 times in 1 week, can he please not be called again? But he's getting close. It's just, I think right in here, it gets, the back stitching makes it kind of hard to read. And it got kind of like, I'm ready to work on something else for a little bit. So that's funny. So... okay, and I don't think I said with Lady Liberty, I am now to day, I didn't even write it down. I guess I did, glad I didn't, oh yeah, I did. Day 7 on that one. Wow. Who do you think changes my, Jeremiah? Well, we'll play him. On Tuesday, after working on my Springo call, I worked on the bird sow, which is the new Extraordinary Bird Sow by Lola. Here's what the aviary frame looks like right now. That was released, and then we was going to have 6 weeks to work on it. The first release comes out May 16th. So I'm scrambling to see if I can get that done in time. I would really like to stay caught up. I don't know. I shouldn't say stuff without looking at it. I don't think I've done a stitch along like that where, well, Peppermint Purple. I don't know. Anyway, I shouldn't say it. So here is where I was before. I am doing this one on 36 count Sandbar by BeStitchMe, which was suggested fabric. And I love my progress this week. I worked on it Tuesday. I got 400 stitches. Friday I got 400 more stitches, and yesterday I got 300 stitches. So right now I have 2,719 stitches in. And I love it. I got the little Dracula parrot finished. His name is like Presk Parrot, but they said he's also known as a Dracula parrot. And then I started moving down to this part. So, and it's just beautiful. My trick, if I know everybody was kind of talking about their tricks of how to do these long parts, I put a needle through every 10th stitch. The one suggestion that was going around on the boards a lot, which made a lot of sense, is if you do half stitches all the way down and then cross your 10th stitch and then do half stitch, then cross your 10th stitch. I complete each X as I go. That's the way I've always stitched. So I just put a beading needle through my 10th stitch, and then I can count how many I have. That's my trick. One of those things that works for me. So I have a little bit left until I can start the bottom. I told myself and I told you guys that I was going to work on it 2 days and then put it down for 2 days, and that didn't work. Grand plans. So I am going to make myself, I told myself this morning at least, we'll see if it lasts till tomorrow. I'm not going to work on it this week. I hope. I have till May 16th, which means I have time in May. That's what I'm trying to tell myself. I've worked on it so much that I've missed working on some of my other pieces. And I really, since it's the end of the month, I'd really like to work on some of my other pieces. So I'm going to try. Maybe I'll give it to Jeremiah and he can hide it and give it back to me a week later. I'm going to try to leave it alone. Okay. On Wednesday, I pulled out Patriotic Gnome Littles. Here's what it looks like. It's from Waxing Moon Designs. I am on the third one. Yep. I am doing them individually, so that's why it works for the I row, because it's individual. This was my second time working on this one for Springo. It's day 5 of 9 total. I have the wrong thing. Hang on a minute. Huh. I moved it. Anyway, here I was before on the Celebrate Gnome, which is the third one. I am stitching this on a 32 count platinum Belfast linen, just 2/2. And here he is now. I got 100 added, and that was the only time he was called this week. But boy, he's getting close. Really close. And that's the balloon gnome that you can see beside him. So we'll switch over here. You know, when you hold it up and then you can't see where you are. That's where I am right now. So it's day 5 of 9 on the whole project. Day 5 on Celebrate and 9 on the whole project. I did a lot of little days instead of bigger days, so he's taking longer. So that was Wednesday. Then after that, I pulled out the Peppermint Purple Sal. Here is the kind of the what it could look like. It's just, what do you call it? A diagram? Picture? Anyway, of what it kind of looks like. I'm doing the purple colorway of layout 1. I am stitching this on 32 count platinum Lugana. Here's where it was before. I had through weeks 14 added. I am doing this 2 weeks at a time, so I added 15 and 16 this week. And I am day 11 on this now. And here's where the whole thing is. This part was in DMC 155 and this part is in DMC 550. And these are the 2 that was added this week. So it was weeks 15 and 16. And there's the whole thing all together. I really love how it's turning out. I don't remember where it goes to next. So we'll see. So I'll wait 2 weeks and do 2 more. And that was Wednesday. I also added this one to the I Spy challenge for Shaped Like a Pretzel, because all the little curlicues to me looked like a pretzel. And I forgot to say, for the bird sal, I added that to I Spy because it's a stitch along project, which was number 6 on the I Spy a stitch along project. So that was too perfect. On Thursday, I had pulled out Lady Liberty again and got the stitches that I've already showed on that. Then it was time for Jeremiah's favorite, which is Yggdrasil. Here is what it's going to look like. It is a Paine Free Crafts. I am trying to get at least $2.50 a month, but I try as hard as I can to get more because this is Jeremiah's favorite piece, and I would really like to finish it sometime in my life.
What piece is it?
It's some, I don't know. Have you ever heard of it?
What piece is it?
I think it's called Yggdrasil.
Whoa!
And he wants me to, he's like demanding it to be finished. So I am stitching this one on 32 count Lambswool Jobelan 1/1 full X's. I don't remember. I'll make sure to leave strategic time here to show you what it looked like before. Did I say? I don't know. Did I say here it was before?
What?
Did I say here it was before?
Here it was before.
Here it was before. I was trying to finish in this little box of just 310, which is taking forever. And this was 600 stitches just to get to here. And I'm still not all the way done, but I'm close. But that is all just 310. And I don't know why, but why does it take forever? When this square ever gets done, I get to go back over here, which takes forever too because all the detail. So I love it. Jeremiah loves it, and that's all that matters. Okay, that was Thursday. I am using Yggdrasil for the I Spy for number 8 because number 8 was trees. I am also using it in the A for the monthly magazine acrostic for apricot because the artist is Ann Stokes, so it works for that. And if you didn't know, if you're new here, I love to do all the Facebook challenges. To me, I'm stitching anyways. To make it a game is just even more fun, and you feel like, you know, I get points. I get to check off something. When you're a completionist, it's really nice to have a list. Okay, that was Thursday. On Friday, I pulled out Mushroom Gnome, which I've already showed, and I pulled out the Bird Sow, which I've already showed. On Saturday was Mushroom Gnome again. It was an Easter celebration at my grandmother's house. It was wonderful. All my cousins and their kids was there. We really had a great time. So I ended up getting 70 stitches on Saturday, and then I finished the 30 for the Springo number on Sunday. I'll talk about life later. On Sunday, I worked on Forever in Peace. I haven't showed that one yet. It is by Sweet Wing Studio. This is what it's going to look like. Another patriotic piece. I am really close to done on this one. This was the 5th time called for Springo. I am on day 19 on the project. It was only called once this week, but I added 101. I am using the called for colors, and this is 2/2 on 32 count Lambswool Jobelan. And here I am now. I just worked on more. I think I finished that row and started this one. This is a very easy stitch. For me personally, I just go across in the row, and it's really easy once you learn the pattern. You don't even need to look at the pattern. You just keep going. So I really, really enjoy this. Sweet Wing Studio definitely does some beautiful pieces. So it's very, very nice stitch. And then I also worked on the Bird Sow after that one was done. So that was my whips for this week. I worked on 7 different pieces. The one thing I was going to say is Saturday night, my dad and stepmom took Jeremiah for the night. So me and Fred ran and got groceries, and then I had a nice date night. It was really nice. That's something we don't get to do very often, so it was really fun, and we enjoyed time. We enjoyed talking about our plans for the year and what we want to do and stuff like that, so that was really nice. Okay. Okay, I went through my whips. One thing you guys know about me, I overthink things. So I had said at the beginning of the year I had 60 whips. And I just kept thinking, I don't think that's right. I know most of you are going, really, you have a lot more. So I went through and I broke it down. I have 28 whips that I've worked on this year. So I'm calling them my focus whips. I have 13 pieces that I'm dying to start, including 3 that will be started in May, probably more. May is my birthday month, and I love to use that as excuse as guilt-free starting all the things. I have 13 that I refuse to take off my list, but I have not worked on this year. And I have 9 that I am not planning on working on anytime soon. So if I only do the 28 that I'm currently working on, the 13 that's probably going to get started, and the 13 that I refuse to take off the list, I really only have 54. Not that it matters. It matters to me because I don't feel as guilty, which is hilarious. One thing I wanted to ask the people watching my channel, I said at the beginning that I wasn't going to do a whip parade because in my head, 60 whips of this one and this one, I was going to get bored, and I figured you would get bored. What I could do, because the famous Adelaide, is she does the daily videos and breaks it up, and I thought, oh my gosh, I could do that. I could break it up and do like a week-long whip parade. So I could show you just my focus whips, and then the 13 I'm dying to stitch. Is that something you're interested in? Please let me know in the comments below. I would really appreciate it. If not, I will just stitch all the things and show you each week what I've worked on, which I'm fine with doing that too. I think sometimes the whip parades get too long, so breaking it up like Adelaide did is so smart, and I think she'll understand if I steal her idea. On plans, I want to mention 614 Stitcher. She is doing Mental Health May. Here is the graphic that she's posted on the socials. The hashtag for it is Mental Health Care Sal. And I am definitely joining in. This is my first time. I've heard people talk about it before. I think it is so important in the world we live in to do something for mental health. Stitching is my mental health, but I picked out 2 pieces that have a special meaning to me. I'm planning on starting them in May in honor of the Stitch Along. And if you want to join, please join in. Post on my comments, post on your Flosstube, post on Instagram, post everywhere you can, and let's spread awareness in taking care of one another. I have 4 letters left on my monthly magazine acrostic. Here they are. Let me pull it up so I can look and see what you're seeing. I need to do Noel Gnomes. I need to do Spring Quaker by Primrose Cottage. The Noel Gnomes is Jardin Privé. Beer Dragon has not got its monthly 500. That's my other Paine Free Crafts. And the Black Pearl by Witchy Stitcher. I feel like I'm scrambling. Anytime I get to, it's the 21st, I feel like, oh no, the month is almost gone. And I'm already making plans for what I want to do in May. So I would really like to finish some of my plans for April. It's also not supposed to be stressful, so if I don't get to one, it's okay. We are going away Thursday. For people that know wrestling, the WWF, WWE, we also watch the competition, which is AEW. We go to a event each year that's a convention where they bring in the wrestlers. We get to meet some of them, and Jeremiah is very excited. It was normally on Easter weekend, but because of WrestleMania being on Easter weekend, they moved it, which is fantastic because they moved it to Jeremiah's birthday, which is Saturday. So we get to meet wrestlers on his birthday.
Wrestling! Woo!
So we are leaving Thursday to go to that. I will take stitching with me, but it will not be the focus. The focus will be standing in really long lines to meet people. The two most exciting, if you know these people, we get to meet Will Ospreay, hopefully. We get to meet Brett the Hitman Hart. And I think there's like 100 that we might get to meet this year. And then Friday night, they do a big wrestling thing, and it's in a small room, so it's real intimate. And then Saturday they do a wrestling thing as well. Most of the time we end up being so close that you can literally see their sweat dripping down their back. So, and we scream the whole time and just have a great time. So I know this weekend's kind of shot with my grand plans. I already said there's 5 more calls with Springo, so it'll be interesting to see what gets called for that. Jeremiah spun Mother Nature. I have not got to that, but just in case, we'll have him spin 2 more. He's ignoring me. Oh, he's at a part of his game where he can't stop. Here he goes.
No, the truth to that is I forgot where he was in the video.
Plans. So it's Jeremiah's job.
Hey.
We go to the tiny decision wheel and we have the monthly acrostics and anything that needs to be stitched. I went ahead and checked off Mother Nature because I know that one's up first.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to write them down this time. Oh,
No,
okay.
no.
I'm going to put that on here, but I was kind of thinking of packing it, so we'll see.
Oh, okay.
Okay, spin one more time.
Black
Ooh,
Pearl.
Okay, and Black Pearl. Okay.
Yay.
Yay. At least your Yggdrasil got progress.
Woohoo.
Yay. I already said hi to everybody, but do you want to say hi to everybody?
Hi, everybody.
Okay. And if anybody's new, this is Jeremiah. He's the reason the channel's named Jeremiah's Mom.
That kind of makes sense.
So.
And I made it on the video without bleeding this time.
That's true. Last week he smiled and busted his lip, which he's fine.
Yeah, I'm good. All good.
So, okay.
All right.
Alrighty. So, I think that's all I have to talk about. I checked on my notes that I'll move. Oh, hang on.
Hi, Adelaide.
Adelaide, he loves saying hi to you.
Well, I said hi to everybody else.
That's true. That's true. It was specific. Anyway. It was a specific hello. To end, I would love to say, please find all the reasons you can to smile. Find all the reasons you can to laugh. Make your world a brighter place as much as you can. And good luck stitching all the things.